Do you think the Buckeyes go vanilla and try to run the ball down the Gophers' throats and rely on short passes in open space? Those passes in open space, I believe, are effective. Basically play to not tip their hand against Oregon.
No. I think you go to Minnesota knowing it's a conference game on the road against a team that was a top 10 team when it was fully constituted 2 years ago, and you're trying to win the game any way you can win the game. And you worry about Oregon beginning on Friday because this is a Big Ten conference game, and if you want to win the Big Ten conference, you need to win as many Big Ten conference games as possible, and you got to win this game first. Being a 2-touchdown favorite means nothing. They were a 2-touchdown favorite, 4-touchdown favorite at Purdue, whatever it was, and got beat there 3 years ago. So you go in and you put everything you think that you can execute into the game plan against their defense, and you don't hold anything back. You go win this game the best way that you can, get out of there healthy, and get ready for whatever the next challenge is. It just so happens Oregon's the next game. You know, for anybody to assume or make some comment that they're saving stuff for Oregon, that's just not how this works. That's just not how any of this works. You have to win the conference games first. Those are much more important than an Oregon game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Steve on 98%, and I agree with Texas are busted for 2%. I do think you go there and you try to win this running. I think, Minnesota couldn't stop the run, 207.1 per game last year. I know they've gone out. They get Niles Pickney from Clemson. They go out and get a linebacker from Abilene Christian. They certainly try to bolster their front seven, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just try and jam it down their throat. I'm still going to sit there and put C.J. Stroud in some situations to where he can throw the ball, whether it's the short passes outside the numbers. But, I don't know if I'm the coach, if I want to sit there and just throw the kitchen sink out there. And I don't think anybody's expecting them to run, like the 5.0 version of the offense at this point. It's going to be 1.0. But, when I sit there and I look at the matchups, I really like Ohio State's ground game against Minnesota's rush defense. And I know there are a lot of people who disagree with that, and that's fine. I didn't think that Ohio State was going to score 59 points on Wisconsin in the 2014 Big Ten championship game. So, what the hell do I know? But I do know that I like Ohio State's running game, whether it be Master Teague, Mayan Williams, Trey Henderson, Marcus Crowley, Evan Pryor, Ryan Day, Tony Gerdeman, whoever they put out there. I like them to pick up some yardage against this defense. And I know that it's going to be a better defense to a certain extent, but you go through Minnesota's schedule in 2020, they certainly didn't face the best running backs in the nation, and they still gave up 207. And I'm not saying that anybody on Ohio State's roster in week one is one of the nation's best running backs week one, but I certainly like with that mammoth Ohio State offensive line opening up holes for these running backs. I like these guys to be getting into the second and third level and just moving the ball up and down the field.
Even Justin Fields didn't throw the ball more than 25 times in the game until the playoffs, until the postseason in 2019. Threw the ball 21 times in the season opener last year. Of course, he completed 20 of those passes, so he didn't need to throw too many. But I don't think you can hide C.J. Stroud because you need him to get some experience throwing the ball all over the place in preparation for next week. But also, they should be able to beat the Big Ten running the ball and moving the line of scrimmage and owning the line of scrimmage. But I wouldn't be surprised if 25 is the baseline, because that's what we see from Justin Fields, his debut as a second-year guy. I could see 22 to 25 throws for C.J. Stroud and nothing crazy, but 220, 250 yards passing, something like that. But I think they're going to run the ball for more than they pass it, maybe.